Welcome to our Pretty Little Liars after show. Tonight we're talking about Season 7, Episode 9, The Wrath of Khan. We'll talk about everything Noel's up to and the rest of the gang, and we have special guest Lindsey Shaw. See you in a sec.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's when this one you'll save. Better lock it in your pocket, taking this one to the grave. In the show you and know you won't tell what I said. 'Cause two can keep a secret if one of them is dead.
I think I had this shot.
Yeah, well, it's okay, but you
See, I
started
never
and
know when
you
to
went
do
with
it.
it. It's all
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
You
made your own.
I made my own
It's
rendition.
nice.
My own
Absolutely,
rendition.
make it your own.
Got it.
Definitely.
Yeah, you made it your own tonight.
All right,
it's
thanks,
good.
thanks.
I'm so excited to talk about this episode, but before we do, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Stephanie Wenger, and we're so excited to have Lindsey Shaw, of course,
Yes.
Paige from the show, joining us tonight. And go ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm back to join you guys for this evening. It's Stephanie Giorgi. You can follow me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, on Instagram at @TheStephanieGiorgi.
Hi guys, my name is Dakota T Jones. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T Jones. And where can we find you on social media?
Whew. Well, you can find me at Lady Shosters and on Instagram at Lady M Shosters.
All right.
And right here, right now.
Right here.
I think you have my
in the flesh.
favorite Twitter handle ever. Like, it's amazing.
What about it turns you on?
It's just so it's so different from your name. I feel like everyone who comes in here, it's like an initial and their last name, but yours is like something unique and
I know.
awesome.
I have to take my rightful title of lady, or at least like a good example.
right,
Like
that's
try to always
right.
act like a little
Yeah,
lady.
I agree.
And you know what? No offense to yours. I love yours, but I have to say one of my other favorites, who's not here right now, the hotshot dude. That's a pretty good.
Our other co-host
Yeah,
is the
she's
hot
a-
shot too.
Oh,
Shout out
that
to Hanna,
works.
girl. Hey, boo.
Yeah.
The hot
I
shot
love-
dude.
I let her
Yes.
know. I want everyone to know because it's, you love her funny comments before. She was like, please let her know she's a beautiful creature, which I've already told Paige.
Thank
That is
you.
so
Lindsey
sweet.
I
today,
love
but-
you and appreciate you. That's amazing. Thank
I
you.
love you. Thank you.
Amazing. Okay, so let's jump into this episode and
Yes.
talk about. I think Noel Khan is kind of the heartbeat of this episode, and so for me, unexpected that he was going to be as evil as he seems at this point.
Yeah. I was
Especially
not expecting
in
it.
prior episodes when he was always like the helper for Allison. He always looked out. But now I can't stand it when I get thrown off like this because I just
know.
want to beat the out of him.
Yeah. I know a lot of times in this show they kind of lead us on and they don't let us know right away who's involved and we always are guessing. So this was one of the first times when we were just like, we know 110% that this person is involved somehow. And I thought they were going to kind of trick us and be like, okay, like this person's involved but not that much. But no, like he is super involved one way or another. I don't know the angle he's working. We kind of find out at the end we have like a hint of why he may be doing what he's doing.
Right.
But yeah, I was not expecting him to be as involved as he is.
Were you surprised when you saw it in the script?
No, because at this point you can't really count anybody out in Rosewood, past, present, future. I think everybody has always got that turn within them. So I
Yep.
think it's very cool to see him work this out, you know?
I want to know that about your character because I always think of that one episode where they were having like a meeting of like whoever hated Allison and you like showed up to that meeting.
It was like, hey guys.
And you were like, hey guys, what's up? And I was like, oh no. And then we didn't hear anything after that. And so I'm like, I'm still waiting to see.
Why was I at that meeting?
Do you not even know?
No, you were trying to look out, I think, because then you went to all the girls and you're
Right.
like, she has an army.
I was spying. I was spying
okay.
at that
Thank you,
meeting.
we're
It's fine.
spying.
Okay.
Because that's that love.
Yeah,
She was
right?
trying to look out for her baby girl.
Yeah, come be safe with me. She's like, no, I need the danger. I'm like, oh, all right.
Right? You tried to warn
That's
her.
why I love you, girl.
Come be safe with me. Daddy will take care of you.
Okay, that makes sense now because I've always wondered that, but I guess that was the reason. So maybe you are just a nice lady trying to look out for Emily.
I'm so neutral in this. Like, I can go in any arena, anybody's circle,
Yep.
and just, like, get the information,
Yep.
take it to the other side.
However, your character's face today at the coffee shop when she hit her up and she was looking at Sabrina, I was like, wait,
Right?
It was like
Yeah,
a little bit sketchy. I don't know. I was like, do you know what you're doing? Are you about to do something? Watch, she all of a sudden is teamed up with No Calm too, just
I would hate
out of
that.
like a total revenge, just because she was still bitter about high school.
I feel like that was a lot of deep jealousy, like, in that one little look. You know what I mean? Because you never, like, that carnal thing never really goes away for your boo.
I was gonna say it's like a first love.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like regardless of where the show ends up, it's a first love. So I think that we've seen that over and over again on the show is that these are hard to get over, especially this season. What did you think about? Do you think your character is gonna stay good? I know this is a hard question, or is she gonna make a turn?
You know, I think Paige is really committed to moving forward, whatever that means in Rosewood. I mean, that can still lead you down kind of a weird, treacherous path at this place.
Yeah.
But I really think she is committed to the future, and I think that's really interesting for her. She just keeps evolving, which I really love, and she's not really taking any steps backwards.
Do you think she's gonna stick around, Rosewood?
I think she's going to stick around for a little minute.
I think
It's
she
going to
is,
play out
too.
here for a little bit.
I think she is too, because I don't know if it was from Shay's Snapchat today, but were you on set today?
I was on set yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Okay. So
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, that means season 7B, she's still there.
So excited.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That's so cool.
It'll be great. So let's jump into a little bit. We'll jump back to Noel. There's so much, but let's talk a little bit about this Emily and Paige relationship.
Yes.
And I like that she's still turning to Paige. Emily is still turning to Paige. Of
course.
And, like, again, it's that first love. It's the person she trusts the most.
And it's also, I feel like Paige really knows who Emily is. She and she speaks to her where she understands, meaning her down to like her tone, the cadence of her voice, whatever the case may be. It's as if she doesn't have to explain much. And she said very little once they had met. Like, it's happening again. Like, she didn't have to say anything else.
Right.
And I think it was really sweet that while she was writing the application that you were like, I could probably, you know, I'm aiding and inviting half of those things. You know what I'm saying? So she was there with her, and it's just nice to have Daddy back.
Paige, aka Daddy.
Every time there's ever a scene with your character, I just like get all these like butterflies in my stomach, because it's one of those things where we see so many relationships in the show that are either, you know, just intense or not working out because of the events playing around them. But with your character, no matter if things are crazy or even if Emily has another girlfriend at the moment, you're just always so like, you're just understanding and loving, and you're there for her even whenever, you know, things are happening where most people would like back off and like leave them alone. But like she's so loving, she's so dedicated to, even if the relationship doesn't work out, you want to be there for her as a friend because you can tell something's out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Paige has always sort of, they've always kind of been involved, even while maybe a couple other people are in the picture, like, you know, early on in their relationship with Maya and, you know, sort of throughout with the other ladies. But I just, I think they really love and admire each other for, you know, the people they are. They care about each other's outcomes. So, there's just some real deep, unshakable love there.
And not to mention, they kind of came out together. So that's like a really big deal for anyone who's going to be ready to come out to the world like that.
I agree with you entirely, but I was also going to say, in this final scene of the, or I guess it wasn't the final scene, but the final scene between them in the episode, it seemed like she was really kind of ignoring, I'm blanking on the new girl's name. Sabrina. And really just turning fully to Paige, and I'm wondering where that takes us in the at least the season finale.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited, and I feel bad for Sabrina, but it's one of those things where it was nice and Sabrina's sweet and everything, but the chemistry there was kind of, I think, lacking a little bit because Emily is so involved in other things that she's not really, you know, giving Sabrina the time that she needs. So I love whenever she finally told you, you know, it's happening again, which is a big thing because the girls never tell other people that it's happening again. And the fact that she like invited you over, I was like, this is like a step in the right direction. And sorry, Sabrina, but we've got other things to do.
Big props to Sabrina for those red velvet cupcakes,
Oh,
though.
yeah.
That is a very loving gesture. I think that was very nice.
And who doesn't love red velvet cupcakes?
Absolutely.
I'm sure Sabrina will find a nice lady to settle down with in the future.
You know, even if it wasn't for Paige, I just feel like the relationship with Emily and Sabrina, if I was Emily, it would almost be exhausting to have to explain something like that.
Well,
you know?
I think it's just
just too
exposing
much.
everything about yourself. Like you can't just say, "Oh, this started happening now." Like you're giving her.
You can't put it in a nutshell, pretty much.
Yeah, like there's no way to say, "Oh, by the way, like there's no by the way in that statement. That's a whole story, and that changes your entire relationship. I can't.
6 seasons long of a story.
Yes,
So-
in our universe, 6 seasons long. But yeah, I just feel like when I bring it out of Rosewood world and put it in like real life, which we do a lot on this show, it would just be something that would change a relationship entirely.
Absolutely.
And the fact that you know a lot of the stuff that's been going on or has gone on is probably comforting her, because she's like, I don't have to explain like 7 years of problems to Sabrina because she doesn't fully know what's going on. But like your character knows a lot about what's gone on, what has gone on in the background and everything, and it's just probably comforting to know, okay, I don't always have to explain my sob story to everyone. Someone understands and can be there for me. We can talk about it, but then also talk about other things because we have a past.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree completely. But that brings us to this revelation that, of course, it is Noel Kahn who's been torturing them, and we see that video of him, which is the creepiest, I think maybe the
Super
creepiest
creepy.
thing.
That, and really sad too, because again, like I said, he seemed to be, he's always sketchy, but he was just like that hot guy that was kind of a douche sometimes. Whereas now it's like, oh my God, you really have genuine evil intentions. Like, why would you ever hurt someone? And like, the way Spencer was doing it and was obsessing over like the reaction of her face. It's like reliving it, but almost not even being able to recognize it because of how bad it was.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they could easily have just tried to put that so back in their head that they've suppressed it somehow.
Right.
So to see it is just like watching a movie.
Yeah. Whenever the tree like came through the window and it looked like someone was there, they had like a close up on the computer. The USB is gone.
Yes, it is.
It's
and
gone.
no, like you see the shadow go through the house, and then that's why I was like, no.
I know.
What an idiot. How do they always lose stuff? God. It just makes me
right
so
there.
mad.
I know. We
course
didn't even see him like go by the computer. That was like right next to Spencer.
Yeah, it just makes me mad because the second they found the USB, all I could think, the little pocket in her pants for change?
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell someone, put it in the little pocket right now.
Right now.
That's just the
Gonna
only...
not lose things from the little pocket.
Yeah.
That's right. Because those things are hard to put in and hard to come out. So someone would have to really be digging to get it out. Just saying. But I think that one of the things that the girls need to learn is, instead of saying, I'm going to go talk to the police the next morning, just while you have it, go right now.
Go
Spencer,
right then.
And
Yeah.
she tried to too, which is unfortunate that the rest of them felt some type of way because Hanna was gone. So
Well,
there's
Hannah's
always
doing
a
her own thing.
circumstance, yeah.
Yeah, Hanna was on her own journey tonight. Like, she separated from the girls and really was...
She's one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that might be a preview of season 7B, that
Yeah.
we're going to get a little more crazy from Hanna.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because tonight we saw her... So at first she's trying to drug him.
Right? And I was dying at the drug deal. I was like, what is she doing? Like, might as well add drug dealing to the list,
know.
Well, I think we both turned to each other and we're like, who is that? And we're like, drug dealer? Is that what we've come to in Rosewood?
And
Like,
she's like crushing it up and like
Alright.
slips it
How
in the
have we
beer.
not come to that sooner?
Right. I was just
I
gonna
know.
say, I don't know how when Sabrina first came through and then started giving Spencer some pop brownies, I was like, damn, finally somebody something to calm him down. Cause
You know what's funny is that was, I think, right when they switched to Freeform, I believe.
Yes, exactly.
So I was like, oh, okay, that
all the
makes sense why
shows
they would do that.
started becoming a little bit more real and less like so sensitive to the families.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
But,
cool.
okay, so over here, what is the tagline for Freeform now? Because A New Kind of Family was kind of perfect for all of these things. Drug
I know.
issues, guns, like...
Well, it is, but I think that what they're trying to do is probably market to an audience that there are people who are going to feel some type of way about watching ABC Family.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially as a grown person.
Right.
So I think Freeform allows them, like I have so many friends who've just now started watching Pretty Little Liars or like The Fosters and stuff like that, but I think it's just because they see it on a different network, so they
Right.
don't recognize it as like a child drama or a teenage drama.
But I don't know the tagline. I haven't seen one.
I haven't
for
seen one
Freeform.
either.
I'm not sure there is one.
I think
Maybe
it's
it's just
Freeform.
Freeform.
Yeah.
Freeform, amorphous.
Exactly.
I feel like it's just like anything goes on Freeform.
That's
Like,
right. That's right. Freeform. Anything goes. That's exactly it.
When they said
Casual
they
Friday, every day.
when they said they were changing the name, I was super skeptical. But then after that, I'm like, this is cool. Like it's opened it up to be more real, like we were saying.
Well, I think it also
Definitely
with
more
the,
sexual.
Yeah,
Very sexual.
very sexual. And with the 5-year like age or time jump, like you definitely see that on Pretty Little Liars week after week. It's a very different show than what it was even in season 6.
Which is so, I'm so happy they did that because we needed it.
Yeah.
The girls had already been too advanced in high school. That's like, okay, let's go somewhere else so then we can feel comfortable with the things that they're all doing.
Right.
You know?
It's pretty genius.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And it suits them, and now they are almost all exactly how they were, but
Yeah.
adults.
Just a little more polished.
Yes,
Yeah.
just a little more refined. Yeah.
Mature.
Speaking of like the 5-year jump, someone on Twitter, one of your fans, Kaylee RC90, would like to know, what is your favorite thing about playing Paige 5 years forward?
Oh yeah, great question. What's her
know.
name?
Nice.
Kaylee.
Kaylee, right on.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about playing Paige 5 years forward is that she is just continuing her progress forward. Nothing has really stopped her. You know, I think like she's put a lot of persistent effort forward, and you know, her diligence has paid off with sort of what she's experiencing in her life right now. And yeah, I just think she's very healthy. So I love that she's sort of like stayed that way. Her dreams haven't buried her, and she's good.
She's definitely one of the few that at least feels like she hasn't been stuck in Rosewood. Like she's grown up and she's had experiences outside of that. The girls kind of all returned to Rosewood in some ways very similar to who they were 5 years before, and in other ways obviously have adult relationships. But I like that she's really grown up, and
It's like she's no longer like tainted. I think the things that were causing her sort of excess fear and insecurity and whatnot have really all gone away, which is cool.
You got to think about like after we've left high school, not like 2 years ago or something, but I can only
For me,
imagine.
it was.
Damn you!
Dakota, you had to say that.
I know, right? I was like, okay, bye. No, but just how. Think about what happened in like the first 2 years since, let's use the example, in the first 2 years since you've left high school. I mean, would you say there's a huge difference?
Oh, yeah.
So like that, I love to think like how much has gone in between then and then to fall right back into it.
Yeah.
Especially you know, Paige's character or Lindsey's character was you know, almost an Olympian, and she couldn't do that. How frustrating! But to have gone through that much training and then all of this happened, and then to come back, yikes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wish Yeah, go Paige.
Go Paige.
It's all right that she didn't make it. I mean, that's still very noble.
yeah, I know. She's lived a life, which I really appreciate on the show, because it feels like a lot of them are tethered to Rosewood in so many ways. And we see that again with Hanna still going after Noel. Like, it's back in high school. I feel like we said this a few episodes ago on our show, is that Noel was like the bad guy in high school. You don't anticipate him to be like the bad guy in real life.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like so fine too. So it's like I would be a sucker to him every time, because I was like, okay, well, do you want to just hang out then? Like after you said no to the beer, like, and took the phone from me, like, but you can stay here if you want.
Which makes me wonder if he is still obviously tied to Jenna, because we see the preview for next week. Looks very intense. Jenna's got a gun. Like, blind girl with a gun.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that room with her when that's going down. Because
But is she blind? That's been a question we've talked about a lot. So when I saw her with the gun, it made me think not so much.
who knows?
I think she still, remember how she had her vision back? I'm sure she gets like images, like a little
shadows.
Shadows, exactly.
Wait, I thought the surgery like switched back.
It worked, and then it went back to her blindness.
Right.
But I could only imagine that she could still see some like shadows and stuff
Maybe,
like that.
yeah.
Like Daredevil. Remember that movie Daredevil?
Yes.
With Ben
Yeah.
Affleck, and you can like,
See a little bit.
she's
this
Daredevil.
is off topic, but there's a new movie coming out about like some old blind man who.
Oh, I can't
like,
wait. Yeah, I
a
saw
horror
that.
film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like all these kids
That's
break
really
into
scary.
his house thinking, oh, he's gonna be easy to rob. And he's got a lot of senses, like other senses that he uses, and that looks very creepy.
Absolutely. Big ups, Chica from Suburgatory looks so bomb in that.
Yeah.
So,
I can't
I'm
believe I'm
excited.
blanking on her name right now. What is her
I'm
name?
trying to think.
I can't even think. I can only remember the
Her name on the
part
show
where
is
the
like
old man's
Tessa. Sorry, girl, but Jane Levy. You're amazing. That's what I meant. Okay.
Yes. That's definitely a movie I've got to see.
yeah,
'cause
no,
that's-
I don't do horror often, but that I will do.
Yes.
But so let's talk about, we're going to talk about you later on, a little bit about your experience on Pretty Little Liars specifically, but I want to keep talking about this episode for a little bit longer and what's going on with this, again, I'm going back to the video because I feel like we touched on it, but I want to talk about how creepy this was that he was in the dollhouse with them, because they assumed they were being tortured by somebody.
By Charlotte.
By Charlotte.
Afterwards.
Yeah, but he was clearly there, and he did, like, psychological warfare on them by putting the fake blood. That was such a creepy, I'm assuming, fake blood.
Yeah, because it was in that little jar. It just bothers me, though, like, him touching her, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Like,
it's
while
just,
she's asleep.
you have to think
or-
about, like, in reality, how violated one must feel in addition to just the actions that happen to them.
Absolutely.
And it makes me sad to think about homegirl that just died,
Homegirl, Sarah.
Sarah, that I wonder if it was Noel doing that to her the whole time, too.
I don't know. I mean, Hannah's trying to blame Noel for sure, and she's like, it was you, and after she... But I don't know if he's acting alone. That's what I'm really confused about. If there's other people,
Right.
who else is involved?
The only thing that would make sense to me is that, I mean, if Noel and Charlotte really are Mary's children, then, you know, genetics. It's something a little bit loose up there, you know?
Yeah.
So I
Tainted gene pool.
Yeah,
Yes.
super tainted gene pool, and it's just too bad because, you know,
Yeah.
yikes.
Seriously, though.
That's the only thing, though, right? Because that's what they're thinking now, that Noel might be the second kid.
Yeah.
That would be...
What an extended family.
I know. I'm starting to need a family tree.
So wait,
Like,
does that mean that that Noel Khan would be half? Isn't Spencer like?
No, Spencer is the half sister of Allison and Jason. Noel would be the cousin of of Allison and Jason, as well as Charlotte. Charlotte was. Oh wait, no.
No, Charlotte,
Charlotte
would be the half sister
That's-
or half sister too.
Guys, tweet us exactly what
Yeah.
it is. Okay?
Tweet us a family
We're gonna
tree.
continue
Yeah,
the show.
I think that's
I
what
need
we
one.
need.
That's the next
Yeah.
fan art we need. Family tree.
Yeah,
for sure.
we've gotten great fan art before of all the interconnections between everybody, but now we're needing an actual
We
family.
need another one because we need a family tree connected to the other family tree with a new one involved.
Yeah.
We're just like, everyone's connected in Rosewood? Is that the conclusion that we're coming
Like all
to?
the presidents.
Yeah.
Everyone's related.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're my fourth cousin. It's cool. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Incestuous.
Yeah.
Incestuous it is.
Yeah, well, you know, it's the way it works in Rosewood.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about Aria and Jason. This is something that I think we predicted on our show, again, a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
What did you predict?
That,
So hot.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we talked about that they had the real potential of having a past relationship. It was kind of alluded to, and people were like, well, maybe. And we were like, no, it seems like they have some history that we weren't familiar with that happened in that 5-year gap.
Yeah.
Which episode was it? What interaction did they have? That
It
you
was 2
made-
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was
okay.
something last week too that like made us think.
I saw that. I saw the last week.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm just trying to figure out the one before because I got scared last week and I was like, no, what do you mean? Because I thought this was going to be something new now.
Yeah.
I'm more comforted that it happened before.
You're down for it though.
Oh my
But
gosh. Yes, have you seen them both?
I know. But didn't also Aria and Jason have a little something during high school?
You know, I feel
feel
like
like
they
they
did.
did,
They did.
yeah.
They had
I
like
feel
a
like they
kiss,
definitely did.
And then recently, like 2 seasons ago or a season and a half ago, they were in that photo room. Remember when they were like developing photos and Aria was there and they had like another
No,
kiss.
that's Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
That joke. Sorry. Great film. Okay, keep going.
Anyway, so yeah, they've definitely had like a complicated past. I was interested to see that it was a little bit more involved than I even had anticipated. But like you said, like with 5 years, there's a lot that can happen. And they did some stuff in that 5 years.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Jason was like into her in that flashback where she's like, yo,
Yes.
I got a job here and I took it. He was like super down to take her all around
It
the
was
world.
so hot.
I know.
It's like,
Ethiopia,
Yoda.
right? Was in Ethiopia that he was down to like take her to. Like,
I feel like that would be hard to say no to at like 21. Was she 21? Like, that would be a hard sell of being like, oh, wait, I can go travel around like the world with my love or take a job and like, I guess props to her. I don't know.
but she wanted
Yeah.
to get back with Ezra and thought maybe
Yeah.
she would be seeing him in this
Which
new
is
job.
so crazy and almost
And
upsetting.
romantic. It's a little romantic.
It's
Yeah.
romantic, but it's also it just goes to show you how much people hold on to things in their past, no matter how much time goes by. Sillies.
Great.
But because it's kind of intense, and then even for the fact that Jason knew what his publishing company was, like, okay, so he definitely had some feelings about Aria. However, I'm confused about what the relationship was. Because they never spoke about it, but he did seem hurt.
What their
So
relationship...
they had to have been dating for a while.
Right. I think that they seemed to, at least the way I took it, was like we were seeing them kind of towards the end of what seemed like a somewhat
Something that they had.
an established relationship. How long, I don't think we knew.
I don't know if it would have been. I don't know if it was official though, because they never really
Right.
said.
I don't
that.
think they labeled it.
Yeah.
I don't think
Well, they said,
They
he said
don't
you
believe
never
in
told
labels.
anyone, right? Little dash of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
no
that
one in
coffee.
Rosewood probably knew that relationship, and I imagine that will come out
Yeah.
in the next, maybe next week, but probably 7B.
Yeah.
I want to pull Jason's hair.
Pull his hair.
Wow. This is the after show.
after show.
I do. I was just thinking about it right now, and I kept thinking Tristan from Legends of the Falls. I was mentioning this earlier too. That's all I could think about. And I was like, Aria, maybe we should let go of Ezra. Maybe we should say goodbye to him.
You know that.
I know. I'm kidding. I would never. I would never.
I think they should put Jason in a braid. I think that would be so beautiful.
Everyone's been saying he's like
A warrior braid, please.
Yeah. People are saying he's like relating him to Jesus, like the way that he looks. He's like muscular Jesus,
Absolutely.
like New Age Jesus type of thing. Like,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
He's a new age Jesus.
Like if biblical times would have been now, that's what he would have looked like. Jesus would have looked like that.
That would have been so sad. I know, right? I'm like, oh my god. I'd be like, you know what? Just never mind. Let's just keep going.
Let's keep going.
I'm like, I don't know where to go from New Age Jesus. I'm not sure where to turn, guys.
Guys.
But let's talk about how Aria, they're still after trying to figure out, they see that how we figure out that Noel Khan, of course, could be this other sibling, whatever, the adopted child, is that his dad was the judge in that case. What I was confused about is how did we figure out that his dad adopted the child?
No, I think she's making the assumption because prior to that, they went to go visit Dr. Cochran, who said that he was the one that made things happen.
Oh,
so
okay.
my assumption would be that,
That makes sense.
you know, back in the day when men can do whatever they wanted, would talk to each other and just be like, hey, like, so I got this kid and, you know, do you want to take him?
All
Let's
right.
make it
That seems
happen.
very sketchy.
Yeah.
But
I was
that's
gonna
how
say.
it was. The whole thing is sketchy, but it
Yeah,
happened.
True.
Yeah, well, man, the fact that it's all redacted makes me really curious as to what is missing from that file. Like, I really want to know more information, and I love that it's an entire file. That sheet was all black and just the judge's name, and I was like, really, with the entire file?
Why would you even
US
keep something
government.
like that? That's what I'm saying. Why would you keep something like that? That really irked me too.
Yeah.
Like, that was unnecessary. Should have been thrown out.
Welcome to the legal system, folks.
But I do have to say,
Let's black everything out. Tell the public very little.
Aria really played that fiance card, the sob
Oh
story.
my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Did she even say my fiance? No.
No.
She had the ring on. That's why the woman made the assumption of it.
But she owned it. She was
Yeah.
like,
no,
oh,
Jason owned
She's
it
like,
and grabbed
yeah, give
her
me your
hand.
hand.
Yeah.
Hot.
I would have made my heart. It made my heart though drop because if I was her, I'd been like, no, but okay, fine, just because we need this file right now.
I mean, I think that that's what it was. Otherwise,
No,
I think
obviously,
she
yeah.
would have totally said that she was with somebody else. But she realized that, like, she wasn't getting that file without being his fiance. And
How do you feel about Aria being almost relieved that Nicole wasn't found?
I mean,
That was an awkward moment for me because I was reading or like their text, and I was, it's not funny, but I was reading.
But
the
you
text.
think it is a little bit.
Well, I was reading the text and I was like, there's so many texts that we see, in the show, and so I'm just reading it like I've been reading all the other texts on the screen. I'm like, okay, Nicole is not found. She must be dead. And I wasn't expecting to read. I like kind of read it out loud, and then I started laughing, and I was like, I didn't mean to laugh, but I just wasn't expecting that to be the text that came
Right.
from it. I think I was a little shocked
And you
too.
didn't understand until after you read it.
Yeah, and so after I said it, I'm like, okay, and I'm like, oh, wait, and then I don't know why I laughed. It's very morbid.
it was really creepy
I'm
having
sorry.
somebody sitting next to you while that happened.
I don't know. I do feel bad, obviously, for Ezra, but I just think I was kind of like, it's a nervous laugh. Like, of course this would happen.
It could have been a funny laugh. I mean, it's okay.
I don't
People
know,
laugh
guys. I feel
nervously
guilty
anyways.
for laughing
Yeah.
anyway. But
It's all right.
yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that to happen. And I mean, I guess it just goes to show that Ezra is coming back, and hopefully him and Arya can work it out. But I just feel bad. Like, of course, he has to get this false hope that this girl is still alive, and then
I mean, everyone who watches our show week after week knows I love Aria and Ezra together. But this made me a little like, I found it a little odd that she was so, like, it was happy, like, almost to the point of glee about, like
it was, her tears were almost joyful tears.
yeah,
But
it was really weird
because it's
to me.
awful to think that Nicole wasn't found. Like, you know.
Yeah, like, in real life.
At the end of the day, like, that story sucks. But also, I just don't think I would have been relieved because I wouldn't want to deal with Ezra coming home from that.
Yeah.
You know, that sucks because now he has to relive everything over again. And if I was Ezra and I came home to see Aria, I don't think I would want to see her.
I just can't believe that the FBI, like, really opened that whole door for him again. Like, he thought she was essentially gone. I mean, missing. I guess they never assumed dead, but missing, and, like, he was never seeing her again.
And also, because sorry to cut you
No,
off,
go for it.
with the phone call, it's going to be more resentment. Now that Nicole wasn't found, he's going to wonder if that was real. Like, what if that was, like, her last moments trying to get out with the rest of the hostages?
Oh. Yeah.
Moment of
Boom.
silence for
Yeah.
Nicole.
Yeah, it's
I hope.
yeah, I mean, I think that their relationship is going to take, like, this whole thing is going to make their relationship turn a different way. I don't know that it'll end their engagement. I just think it's going to be rocky.
I think because of all those crazy relationships, it makes me thankful for Paley because, like, it's the one thing that kind of seems like it might be normal, might be coming back, and it seems very healthy, and everything else is just, everyone else's relationships are so screwed up right now.
We're
I-
distancing ourselves from the death toll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
let's go
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Separate ourselves. It
I
feels
just-
like the right call.
I just need I need Hanna and Caleb to be together.
One of these days.
How can they not be? Like,
How could I mean
they're so
chemistry's
passionate and
yes!
wonderful. Like, obsessed with them.
So am I, and even on screen, like the whole, as much as he loved Spencer, and oh my god, I kept talking about this the last time I was on this after show, but just you can tell just when they're next to each other, I'm like, oh my god, they're not doing anything, but this is so hot, like it's so crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I want them. I kind of want the couples that we had before the 5-year jump kind of to come back by the end of the show. Like that's what I know, and I feel
Spence.
like a lot. I know Spence.
Toby looks like he was good to go
He's
But
going
not
to,
really.
I think,
He
was
looks
going
super
to Maine?
hurt.
He was going to Maine with
with
Yvonne.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But this question came to mind. At Plowman or Playman would like to know, we've seen flashbacks of a lot of, the couples, from the 5 years, and they want to know, are we going to see flashbacks of when Emily and Paige were either together or if they lived together or what the
I
dynamic
want to
was?
see when they live together.
I wanna
I
see,
didn't know
like,
that you
some
guys lived
flashbacks.
together.
I know, I love that, right? But in that scene from last week, I feel like they painted such a beautiful picture
Of what it was like.
kind of like. That was sort of a long scene, and you could kind of picture that. Like, at least for me, when I was doing it and reading it, I had all these beautiful pictures in my head of what it looked like. And like I said, Paige is sort of back, but she's moving forward, Like, anything in their relationship from here on out is going to be built from here. And I don't think that there's going to be a lot of reaching back, except, to show that familiarity, not really in flashbacks, but in their comfortableness together.
Oh, that's cool. They're kind of taking like a new, because they always show flashbacks, and like the fact that your character and Emily is like, they're kind of starting over and they don't really need to live the past. I love that. That's like a fresh new idea with like one of the couples. On the show.
Yeah, definitely. I like it.
Yeah.
Was that the first time they'd ever mentioned you guys living together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
never
was
knew.
shocked when we were reading that. I was like, wow.
Yes, I loved it. And I was like, oh my god, they got, like, we didn't know that you guys ever got back together, that she got to see you again, and that's just so crazy.
They had their little dream at Stanford, and like I just pictured it like their little white picket fence moment, like with their little apartment, and like just so young and vibrant and doing what they love, and then of course death has to come back. Emily's father.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to Rosewood, you know what you're getting.
Getting.
Pretty
She just
terrible.
cannot get away from that place.
I know.
so sad, yeah.
Once you go there, it's like you get sucked in.
I
It's
wish
like-
Rosewood was real, just the way I wish Forks was real.
Forks,
Oh,
Washington.
is it Forks?
Forks is real.
I know, but is it really?
Yeah, real town. They have all the stores and
Okay,
everything.
great. Well, I'll visit that later.
Yeah, you gotta
Is
visit that.
Rosewood real? Is there a real
Rosewood.
Rosewood in Pennsylvania? Because I'm trying to go.
I would love to go to Rosewood, and then also
Ravenswood?
the town from Once Upon a Time, Storybrooke. I would love to go
that
there
would be
too.
fun too.
I feel like we'd have to go through a wardrobe to get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there might be a lion,
Even better.
might be a witch,
Right? Perfect.
a
Super
Disneyland
down.
attraction.
Yes.
That would be good enough for me. I'd be like, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about you. I feel like we'll jump back into the episode in a little bit, but I wanted to find out about when you were first cast on the show, what that experience was like being cast on Pretty
I
Little Liars.
know.
Oh, that
Little
was-
straight Paige.
That was so great. So I got the call for this audition, and they were like, it's going to be a 3-episode arc on Pretty Little Liars. 10 Things I Hate About You had just gotten canceled, so I was kind of like, ABC Family. So I went in. That was great. Got a call back. Went in to like do this chemistry read with Shay at Warner Brothers. There were all like 5 other blondes in the room, so I was like, obviously, like they're looking for a blonde right now. But I go in. Oliver's there. Marlene, Shay. I remember it was like a scene where we had to like kiss.
Oh.
And so I remember asking her beforehand, is it okay if I like move in and kiss you? She's like, yeah, that's fine. She's like, I've been through this. So we do that, and then they call me and they're like, yeah, they picked you. That's
Wow.
great. Woohoo. They just want you to change your hair.
That hair,
So
too.
starts the infamous red bob with bangs. And
Oh my gosh, yes.
Bobs are always on shows.
right?
If you have a bob haircut on a show, it's like you just know they're gonna be a bitch.
Which we thought for a while, but it was only pent up.
Yeah,
like,
homosexual
resentment
anger.
or-
Yeah. She just like, when she just let it out, Paige is just an entire little thing of things.
Yeah. What did you think when you like had to go in and like get that haircut? Were you happy with the haircut, or were you just like, you know what, this is something I got to do?
Okay, so
Be
this
honest.
is a little bit of funny like drama. So we go on, and the hair lady, she's this British woman, Marsha. Love you. She was like, I'm thinking a bob with bangs. It's super red. And I was like, let's do this. Like, you believe in that? Let's go. So she sent me, we did this. I enjoyed it because I was like, this is perfect for this character. Plus, like, I don't know, I think anything you play with is kind of like fun. So a week after, like, my first episode, they end up replacing the entire hair department. And the next hair department comes in and they go, what did you do to your hair? And I was like, okay.
It was
all right.
Marsha.
I got it just before the transition. That's cool. A lot of love. But yeah, I think what I think is unique about that is like I feel like she just got to go through this entire physical transformation from the hair, like very different. So
Yeah.
I thought that it was good. The whole grow out, and now we're back to like kind of short.
Short, and like
Yeah.
you have your like whole like it's kind of a whole different style that you have now on the show as well, because
Yeah.
like as your characters developed and obviously after the 5 years, like your wardrobe has changed, I feel like quite a bit as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, now we're back to just more like very kind of like professional, going for a job, sort of like, what you'd imagine growing up Paige
Right.
is
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I just really want like can they just have 2 swim coaches, because that would be so
I was totally
such a
thinking.
good idea, like-
there's an assistant coach always.
like if they can hire Allie and
2
she
head
like
coaches.
just has gone through everything, and like her fiance almost killed her like 2 weeks ago and she's back in school, like they probably have enough in the budget to
Yeah.
like axe Allie from working there, and you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I think that's in the budget,
I really like what happens with this little story. So
Right.
yeah,
I really like your reaction right now. Okay, ready for next week?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for next week. But tell me about joining the cast when you did. It was a pretty established cast at that point.
Right.
And so what was it like kind of joining them on set?
That was like just a very I was nervous, to go join like this other family, but I was also very excited and honored, and they just welcomed me with open arms. They have such a wonderful like crew over there, and Shay was wonderful. I just cannot say enough about how great that place is. So it's just been great from start to finale.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
excited. Yeah.
exciting.
So do you think that it'll be over at the end of season 7? I know this is like highly rumored. I don't know if you can talk about it.
I mean, I think obviously anything is possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard for me to imagine that Rosewood could possibly be over in
Right.
another season and a half, or like half a season. So
I just wanna
you know,
cry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think anything is possible.
We've
Yeah.
heard rumors of spin-offs and things
Yeah,
like that. So
that's
that
what
would be
Tammin even said, who plays Jenna. She said that there's either like that possibly she thought maybe a spin-off or like a movie or
I mean,
some
they tried
way.
doing one with Ravenswood, which I loved, but that only lasted a season, and then which is crazy because they brought Tyler right back.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
I'm like, that is the best job ever.
Seriously.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they were like, oh, that didn't work out. We'll pop you right back in.
Yeah. I'm so glad they did, because that would have been heartbreaking, like for him to never come back. Like, could you imagine? I don't know. I mean,
I knew it. I believed it with all my heart. I was like, we'll see you again, baby.
This relationship is not
it
done.
is not done.
I won't let it.
Do you have a fan question, or do you want me to?
I do. I have some. I would like to try to get through some of these because there's been a lot of people that were so excited that you were coming in, and I'd like to give them some recognition. Let's see. We have JJ89 would like to know how, if you could write, if season 7 was it, like how would you write Paley's ending or story, and where would you like to see them in the future?
If I was writing this,
These are great questions.
I would write that they go on a passionate, crazy love affair and kill everybody.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
so much love and passion, but like bathed in other people's blood. I don't know if that's a lot, but this is
That is
like,
a
Get out
lot.
of here, Carrie.
oh no, I'm serious. Like, how hot would that be? Just like they just slaughter everybody else and run away together.
I think it
That's
Oh
perfect.
my
I mean,
Rosewood will never come back to haunt us.
Yes. I think they'd have to change their name again, like not Freeform. They'd have to go a step later and be like something else.
Chloroform.
Chloroform. I love that. That's so
Absolutely.
funny.
I feel like all the girls want these like kind of tragic ends, though. I think it was Lucy Hale in an interview was talking about like she wants like Aria to have a really tragic end as well. And I'm like,
crazy.
and I'm like, why do you all want such sad endings? Do you not want happily ever after? That's not what you're after.
I mean, have we even made that possible in this world? I mean, really?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But it's been such a trend for us to have bad endings like for years now. So I'm
Right.
I'm kind of ready for like something like just nice. Like can't they make it end like what was it, the OC or no, not the OC? What was the two? Yeah, where Seth and they
they're
get
all-
married. Like
yeah.
everyone's just happy at the end and like in love.
I'd like to see some happy endings. I definitely think that there are going to be a few that don't end happily because that's just reality.
Yeah.
And I feel like there is going to be at least one of the big relationships between the girls. And right
It'll
now
be
it looks
Spencer
like
and Toby.
Spoby, which makes me sad because
Yeah.
I ship them so
Well, at
much.
least Spencer has Marco. He's pretty fine, so it's all right.
There you go.
They can do detective work together.
Yeah.
See, there we go.
exactly.
Because
That's
she would be
perfect.
great at that.
Great.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, did you see the elevator scene?
No.
You haven't seen that scene?
Oh, is it hot?
It's
Oh
super
my gosh.
hot.
It was like a few episodes ago, and they just met at the bar, and then they got in some elevator, and they were pretty much ready to just like
Yeah.
right in the
Well,
elevator.
you know what I love that too? Spencer always has the steamy scenes. I don't know. I bet you she's the one in her contract. She's like, I'm with it. Let's do it. I bet.
She's down.
Yes.
No, and she does a great job at them. So
Yes, for sure. All right, we have Ari Axe Stark would like to know, like, how was your reunion with Shay? Like, where were you when it happened, and like, how was that? Because it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
No, it has. I think we were probably in the makeup trailer, and we embraced and made out for a full hour.
There we
Nice.
go.
They didn't
That's
stop.
exactly
That
what
is
the
so
fans
hot.
want to
I love it. Don't say you're kidding.
It was an emotional and mental like make out, and no, we just embraced. Like we just see, are very comfortable. Just embrace like old times.
That's so cool.
that's awesome. And what has been kind of the Twitter reaction to you being back on the show?
It's actually been very mixed. There's been a lot of love for like those diehard Paley fans. There's also been a little bit of like,
Haters.
consternation.
Haters
Haters,
gonna hate.
Well, it's
haters
not-
gonna consternate.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
there's no Twitter without hate,
Right.
unfortunately.
But it's like it's been a little surprising because I just think like just watch the story. Like you're gonna be satisfied. I promise you. Like, and I just think like this energy coming back does something so wonderful with Emily, and I truly love them whether they end up together or not.
Yeah.
Haley,
Yeah.
And obviously that Emerson connection, it can never be broken. So
Right.
it's like just appreciate this little love triangle
Yeah.
for what it is. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of intense reactions, and I did have these two people that I wanted to give shout outs because Sarah, whose username is SarahHSK98, and Paley Sharks, they both wanted to just let you know that if there is some kind of like, sometimes people like bully or they don't like the story or they may not like your character, and they both wanted me to tell you that they love you so much and that there's so many people supporting you and that you're like one of their favorite actresses. And yeah, they wanted me to tell you that. So they are both Sarah and then the other girl, I don't know her name, but it's Paley Sharks. They both stood out to me. They were tweeting so many questions.
Haley
I saw that
Shark.
as well. So sweet.
Yeah.
Sarah and Paley Sharks, thank you so much. I love you and so appreciate that support. And
Oh, I think
yeah,
I can hear them scream.
I know, right? I can hear them right now.
that just helped. That's such beautiful reminder.
up,
yeah.
That it's all love.
It is,
Thank you.
for sure. It's one of those things where in shows, things happen, there's going to be relationships, this and that. And obviously, the people have their different sides, but it's like, enjoy the story. Like, the story wouldn't be exciting if there wasn't twists and turns.
Absolutely.
And, like, personally, this twist, I really enjoy. But
I also always feel like when you see that kind of thing on Twitter, that it's like you wouldn't have a show if everyone
Oh,
was
yeah.
just happy from day one. Like, that's not an exciting or interesting show. What people love about Pretty Little Liars, or at least what fans keep tweeting us, is that they like the twists and turns, and so it's exciting to have that type of thing happen.
For sure.
And the cast is just unbelievably good looking. So
Amen.
every single
Right?
one. Like,
Yeah.
every single one of you
I
guys.
just love it. Every scene's a good scene.
Yes.
Wait, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, go
I
ahead.
was going to ask about, which kind of brings us to, we're going into season 7B, next week's the finale. Can you give us any teasers about where Paige is going? I know we kind of alluded to it earlier, but a little more.
Well, Paige isn't going anywhere. If that's like a good little
That's a good
teaser.
one.
All right,
Yes.
that's great.
Yeah, no, she's definitely anchored there for a minute.
I
So,
like that.
yeah.
That's exciting. That enough makes me happy.
Yeah.
I love that. Pretty Little Fans wants to know, did you find anything surprising or unexpected about the season 7 storyline, whether it was like when you went back in and you were like, oh wow, this has happened, or oh my gosh, reading the script and this is about to happen, like I did not expect that.
I'm just gonna say absolutely
Okay,
to that
yeah.
entire questioning. Yeah, with a little emoji like.
Like, yeah. I can only imagine, because you know your character has been gone for a little while, and I can only imagine coming back into it and being like, oh my gosh, this has happened, that's gonna happen, how did this happen? And I would, if I were you, I would be like going back to old episodes, like trying to figure out, okay, I need to figure out what the heck just happened.
even just like the future, like yes, there's all this in the past, but like this future that they're writing is like very, very satisfying. I'll just put it that way.
I'm so excited.
At least, yeah, for me.
Bringing your character back in, I mean, allows the storyline to kind of expand, though, too, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because every time they bring someone back, it's like, oh, man, what's their role?
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, you might just be their family, maybe not. You know?
Right.
So,
I can't say
No,
anything,
yeah,
but
don't
I'm
get in-
so
don't get in trouble.
excited for what we're shooting like tomorrow.
That's so cool.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's amazing.
Amazing. I love that we never know if a character is good or like evil on this show, and every time I feel like we sit together and we're like, one week we're like, oh, it's so good, she's gonna be great, like
Yeah.
nothing bad is gonna happen. The next week we're like, oh, never mind.
She did not.
It's so honest though, you know what I mean? Like we always try to choose a side, label people good or bad, or what they're on this team, that team. That's why I think this is so interesting, because anybody can be on the A team, and you know we're all always like, you know, battling those people
yeah.
on our shoulders. So it's
Exactly.
like
Absolutely.
very honest.
So true. And like obviously if your character were to get like a teaching position at the school, Allie is also there, and Benzosexual, funny username, really wants to know, like, do you think, I mean anything's possible in Rosewood, do you think somehow down the line there could possibly be some sort of like, maybe not friendship, but maybe like an understanding where it's like not so, because you know these fandoms are like freaking out right now. I would love like a scene where you guys kind of just like made up, or like something happened. Like
I want you guys to have
really-
sex.
What?
I said it.
I don't understand why a threesome is out of the question.
You never know.
You know what I mean?
not.
I think Allison and I can't comment on that.
Okay, we can move on for sure. Because
If we're going there, it's not ABC Family anymore.
it's true.
Right?
Let me see you freeforming, girl.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is my first time like meeting you. You're a very like sexual person.
Tis true, tis true.
And then one more question. JL_Shepherd wants to know.
Oh, I love you.
Oh, do you know who they are?
Yeah, he like is with me all the time.
Oh, okay.
Always giving me like the love. I
Oh,
feel
that's
like.
awesome. It wants to know how was it to work with Troyan on her directorial debut? Because I know that's right now. That's happening right now, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is such an incredible honor. Troyan Bellisario is one of the best directors I've ever worked with. Like the clarity and space that she creates for the entire process to go down. It's like she creates all this space in between action and cut, and I think like she just really brings so much out of everybody. I could work with her for much, much longer. She is fabulous, and I'm so excited for her. She's so inspiring and just totally in her element, and it's been a real honor.
Yeah, I've seen something about, like, you've even said that you would like to do some like directorial stuff.
Yes, so seeing her here, it's like, wow, such an aspiration, you know what I mean, to be able to do it like that. So
were you able to ask her any questions? Like, has she been planning to do this? What was the whole background for it?
I actually, like, don't know a lot about that, but I assume, like, when this season started, she probably just, wanted to do more with it. She's obviously multi-talented and got that knowledge like that. So I was like, that's amazing that you got that negotiated in.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
So exciting. And we have a little bit more about that in our news and gossip. But before we do that, we do it with every Pretty Little Liars cast member who comes on the show. A little quick fire with you. So let's talk about your favorite Pretty Little Liars episode. You could be in it, not in it. What's one that you've really enjoyed?
My favorite Pretty Little Liars episode has to be one of the Halloween episodes because I absolutely love... I love the suits, the tuxedo, so the train episode or the white Winter Wonderland episode. I just feel like such a gangster in those like beautiful suits.
Yes.
So I really like those. Very fantasy ones.
Very exciting. Yeah. And your favorite acting moment? It could be on Pretty Little Liars or something else.
My favorite acting moment is actually in one of these movies that I have. It's this movie called One, which I just like released a little trailer for the other day. But it's just like very honest, and it's sad, and it's weird, and it's a little spacey, and just sort of like weird. So I really like it, and I think it's interesting. And of course, I love everything I've done on PLL, whether it's crying or making out with Shay.
That's awesome. And I guess we'll, with that, jump into news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so I feel like everyone tweeted at me about this story. So Julianne Morris will be back for season 7B. I feel like, I don't know if you guys had this. I got it tweeted at me like 5 times this week.
Same. Everyone like was freaking out, like saying, "Oh my gosh, this is happening."
So Ren, for those who don't realize, of course will be back, and he's been rumored to be part of the A-Team for quite some time.
Well, didn't we have that suspicion with Rollins?
Yeah.
For some reason, my prediction was that I know that he is in, Julian is in a series called Hand of God, and so he's really busy with that and stuff, so I know that he hasn't been on set for a long time. So my prediction was that Ren was supposed to be Rollins, but maybe Julian was busy, so then they just wrote a new character in. But then I thought maybe Ren is related to Rollins somehow, and Ren is higher up in the like A team. I don't know. I definitely think he's involved, and I think a lot of people will be excited because a lot of people originally thought he was supposed to be A before Cece was,
Yeah. But then I feel like if he was, then it would tie Melissa back into it because Melissa's
she's involved. She's involved.
But that's just so frustrating because then that means that their families are just like whacked. You know, that's so sad.
Is that going to tear the families apart though?
I mean, maybe not. They've definitely all built like, I don't know what you would call it. They've built something to kind of held themselves down there, but
But if you realize your sister was terrorizing you for years.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's definitely going to cut her off, but that's going to be super dramatic because Allison already lost all of her family.
Mm-hmm. Have we ever seen Ren and Noel have any time together on screen? I don't think so.
I honestly can't remember. I don't believe so because they were two different like people because, Noel was in high school, Ren was like older.
Yeah, I don't remember a scene with them together. So that would be interesting if they were working together this
But
whole
Noel
time.
has always been cool with everyone, like the older class.
That's true.
He's like that's how he knew Charlotte and Cece and everything. Like he was just like the cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he threw all the parties.
When did Ren get his green card? That's what I would like to know, right?
Good question.
I don't know. Maybe he's still on his visa. I don't know. Is that nobody else's question?
Yeah. You know what? I never thought of that before. It's one of those things where sometimes
that's
in the
where
show.
Melissa's involved.
Yep.
Right.
That's right.
There you go.
Sometimes in the show though, there are things that like are so like maybe not a part of the storyline that I'll think about. I'm like, wait a minute, what about this? Just like that. And it's like sometimes we may never know, and it's like I have to like live with those questions.
Let's address that.
I'm the same way. I'm still butthurt because I'm Colombian, so I'm really butthurt that Nicole got lost in Colombia. And I was like, really? That's how you gotta bring in the country? Oh my gosh. Love you, country.
Rest in peace, Nicole.
Sorry about it.
Oh, that's a sad. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm alright, guys. All right.
All right. Well, moving on from that, I guess, and let's talk about. We already mentioned it, but Troyan directing this week. So exciting. It's of course her first time directing a Pretty Little Liars episode.
She
And
did next week, or she did this one?
she's.
It's
I
gonna
think
be
she's.
the
the
one
one
that's
right
currently
now.
filming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she talked about having to rewatch all these Pretty Little Liars episodes, and she says that she looks at the way things are shot, and she wanted to kind of keep within the way that the show looks. And I think like that makes a lot of sense to me. And she said that she's worked a lot with Marlene. And Lucy Hale tweeted on Instagram, "I'm lucky enough to get to act in Troyan's first scene as a director. I'm proud, proud, proud." And which kind of goes back to what you were saying, is that it's all like a big family on the set.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And just the fact that she has done so much homework and knows everybody so well and has taken such care to prepare herself, she's just bringing out such amazing things in everybody. It's really just a pleasure for during these scenes.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they had like tweet after tweet from different cast members being like how amazing this week is going. So, and do you know when she wraps up directing?
I think actually tomorrow is the last day. I think
Okay.
Thursday starts a new episode.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it seems really cool. I love when I think John Krasinski on The Office had the opportunity to do this. There's been a lot of people who've like stepped into that directing chair, and it's always fun to see actors kind of flip the script.
Right.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Troyan has done that before, where she told like an interview, she said that she was kind of like maybe not bored with how her character was going, but kind of like unsettled with how the character was going for a while, and she was the one who pitched the idea to them that like she thought Toby had died, so she went crazy and like went to Radley. Like that was her idea, and they went with it.
Oh, of course, that makes
So,
perfect sense.
So cool. 'Cause she said she wanted to add some more depth to her character. She says she feels like she could be doing more. So that was cool that, you know, they listened to her and like gave her that
Yeah, she
freedom
wants
to do that.
Really...
Way to go, girl.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, ask for what you want.
Yes.
So exciting. I mean, I feel like when you've done this many seasons on a show, to be able to switch it up and try new things and have the opportunity to do that, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I can only imagine as an artist to really want to expand yourself. You want to, you know, can expand your creativity and see what you can do. And she seems like that type of a mind, you know?
And like obviously so much respect for the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? To stay fresh and engaged with it. I think that's so impressive.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Let's with that jump into our own predictions.
Yes. I hear the lights.
AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
So, any big ones that you want to jump in with?
You first. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I was like,
You guys order first. Leave me last.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
anyone?
I would say maybe Ezra and Aria are not going to be together. And
Do you think break up next week?
no,
I
but
don't think so.
I think we'll have the first like fight, and then it'll start to fizzle out. And then Jason is going to be there for her.
Ooh, that would be a weird.
That's
I
a
think you would
super
like
weird
that because
ending.
you're super into
That.
today's scenes.
Like
Yeah.
their hair together.
Yeah. They both have really nice hair. Yep.
Yeah.
Like that.
What about you?
I think my biggest prediction is that, well, my prediction's kind of like flimsy because it's like it could go either way. Toby said he's going to move to Maine with Yvonne. I believe that she is going to be in the finale because we are having her in next week.
Yes.
For an interview. Kara Royster's coming back. So that's cool. But I want to know, I feel like it could go two ways. They could either just move to Maine and start their happy little family, but I don't see them like cutting Toby out like that. So I feel like it's either going to be where Toby continues on with her next week or next week ends it with her. I don't know. I feel like next week's going to be a big episode for her.
I think Hannah's gonna go off the deep end.
Oh.
We've seen Spencer kind of do it. We've seen Aria to a degree.
Oh, Hannah's there.
Hannah is like right there. She's like I don't know, and it's gonna be interesting to see if her friends can help her or who pulls her out of this. I'm guessing Caleb.
Yeah.
Oh, we totally forgot to mention at the end of the episode shows her knocking Nolkon out with a bat.
Oh, right.
That was intense. And then what was the line that she said?
It's over, bitch.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, excuse me. Maybe not like that, but something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You actually
Sorry,
did say
guys.
that word, I
Yeah.
remember. But something
But
along
it's
those
AFTERBUZZ.
lines.
We're kind of supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be Caleb who eventually pulls her back.
I hope so, because you can tell she's just bitter. She doesn't care. After so much has happened, it's like, what else? I don't care anymore. I just want this to be over. And if I have to finish it this way, then I will.
Yeah,
I feel you, Hannah girl. Don't worry.
But I don't know that you should feel her if she's hitting people from behind.
Or drugging them.
If their name is Noel, go ahead. Hit him twice and then kick him.
Okay, fair enough.
She said.
I mean, what has happened to her and her friends?
Yeah.
I think she is like, go.
Yeah.
Do what you must to end this.
If the police are not going to do it, then
Besides,
Yeah,
mind
take it
you,
in your own
she's
hands.
the one that was tortured.
No, that's
So she's
fair.
just like-
yeah, I know.
She's got the taste for it.
Yeah.
She needs it.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. I assume you can't predict right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, you're.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold back.
Yeah, I think
why
that's
don't
your,
you predict what's going to be filmed tomorrow? Go ahead.
that I feel like
Some amazingness.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Well, we'll go for amazingness. That
Yes.
sounds perfect. But thank you so much for watching and
Yes.
hanging out with us.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. You guys are amazing.
Thank you. So are you.
Such good
Thanks,
times.
yeah.
So excited.
And we'll be back next week with more Pretty Little Liars. And you can find AfterBuzz at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find me at Stephanie Wenger.
And you can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi.
You guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones.
You can find me on Instagram at Lady M. Shosters. And Twitter at Lady Shosters.
Woo! So exciting. All right. See you guys all next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.